Unveiling the mysteries of philosophy, origins, meaning, and legendary minds. The origins of philosophy trace back to ancient Greece, a cradle of Western intellectual tradition. In this era, thinkers began to explore the world through reason and argument, moving beyond mythological explanations to understand the cosmos, society, and the individual. This shift marked the dawn of systematic inquiry into life's profound questions. Unveiling philosophy begins by dissecting its name, derived from Greek roots philo, love, and of sophia, wisdom. Literally, it means the love of wisdom. This pursuit encompasses a broad spectrum, from ethics and logic to metaphysics, signaling an insatiable quest to comprehend the underlying principles of existence and knowledge. Thales of Miletus stands as the pioneer in this intellectual odyssey, often considered the first philosopher. By proposing that water is the fundamental substance of all matter, Thales broke ground with the notion that the universe can be explained by natural phenomena, laying a foundational stone for scientific inquiry. Philosophy's essence lies in its relentless questioning of life's fundamental mysteries. It seeks to unravel the nature of reality, the purpose of existence, and the basis of morality. Through rigorous debate and logical reasoning, philosophy endeavors to provide a deeper understanding of the world and our place within it. Socrates, the father of Western philosophy, epitomized this quest for wisdom. With his iconic method of dialogic inquiry, he challenged Athens' citizens to question their beliefs and assumptions. His commitment to seeking truth and understanding ethical behavior laid the groundwork for future generations of philosophers to build upon. Plato's Republic paints the vision of an ideal society, where justice and virtue are at the core of its foundation. Plato explores the concept of justice, positing that a just society is one where each individual plays the role they are naturally suited for, thus contributing to the common good. Aristotle, a student of Plato, took a broader approach, laying the groundwork for much of Western intellectual tradition. His extensive contributions span various fields, including metaphysics, ethics, logic, and politics. Aristotle's emphasis on empirical observation and categorization of knowledge laid the foundations for the scientific method. The Socratic method, introduced by Socrates, remains a cornerstone in philosophical inquiry. This method of dialectic questioning encourages deep thinking and the uncovering of assumptions, driving towards clarity and truth. It fosters an environment where ideas can be openly examined and challenged, embodying the essence of critical thinking. Stoicism, founded in ancient Greece, offers timeless wisdom on personal resilience. It teaches the importance of understanding what is within our control and accepting what is not. This philosophy promotes a life of virtue in accordance with nature and reason, emphasizing inner peace and strength in the face of adversity. Epicurus introduced a philosophy centered around the pursuit of happiness through simple pleasures, friendship, and philosophical contemplation. He argued that pleasure is the highest good, but warned against the fleeting pleasures that lead to pain, advocating instead for a life of moderate, sustainable joys that contribute to a tranquil mind. Descartes' famous dictum, "I think, therefore I am," revolutionized the way we understand our existence. This assertion became the bedrock of modern philosophy, emphasizing the undeniable truth of one's consciousness. It marked a shift towards a more introspective approach, where the thinking self is the basis of all knowledge. Empiricism, led by thinkers like Locke, Berkeley, and Hume, argued that knowledge comes primarily from sensory experience. This philosophy challenged the innatism of Cartesian thought, proposing that our minds start as blank slates. Their work laid the groundwork for modern scientific methods, emphasizing observation and experience over innate ideas. Kant's critique of pure reason sought to mediate the growing rift between rationalism and empiricism. He proposed that while our knowledge begins with experience, not all of it arises from experience. This critical examination of reason itself introduced the concept of the synthetic a priori, offering a novel way to understand the world. Nietzsche's provocative ideas, including the concept of the Übermensch, or Superman, challenged conventional morality and Christian ethics. He argued for the re-evaluation of values, advocating for a life-affirming perspective that recognizes the will to power as the essence of human existence. His work remains influential, questioning moral certainties and societal norms. the Eastern philosophy of Confucius emphasized ethics, propriety, and virtue in both personal and political realms. His teachings, centered on respect, familial loyalty, and righteousness, have profoundly influenced Chinese culture and beyond. Confucianism offers a unique perspective on governance and social harmony, stressing the importance of moral character in leaders. Laozi, the revered founder of Taoism, introduced a way of living that emphasizes harmony with the Tao, or the fundamental nature of the universe. His teachings, encapsulated in the Tao Te Ching, advocate for simplicity, spontaneity, and compassion. Laozi's philosophy suggests that true wisdom lies in understanding the natural order of things and aligning oneself with it, rather than striving against it. This profound simplicity has made Taoism a guiding light for those seeking peace in a chaotic world. The Bhagavad Gita, a 700-verse Hindu scripture, is a philosophical and spiritual classic that explores the essence of duty, righteousness, and devotion. Set on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, it presents a dialogue between Prince Arjuna and his charioteer, Lord Krishna. This dialogue delves into moral dilemmas, the nature of reality, and the path to spiritual liberation, offering timeless wisdom that continues to inspire individuals on their quest for meaning and purpose. Zen Buddhism, originating in China as Chan Buddhism, emphasizes the practice of meditation and the concept of direct insight into one's nature. Its teachings encourage followers to break free from conventional thinking to achieve a state of enlightenment or satori. Zen Buddhism's influence extends beyond spirituality, impacting art, culture, and philosophy, by advocating for mindfulness and the appreciation of the present moment. Existentialism, spearheaded by thinkers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus, grapples with themes of freedom, choice, and the inherent absurdity of existence. It posits that individuals are free and responsible for giving their lives meaning amidst an indifferent universe. This philosophy resonates with those confronting the complexities of human freedom, angst, and the search for authenticity in a seemingly purposeless world. Feminist philosophy, with pioneers such as Simone de Beauvoir, challenges traditional gender roles and explores the structures that perpetuate inequality. De Beauvoir's assertion that one is not born, but rather becomes, a woman, underscores the idea that gender is socially constructed and not an innate attribute. Feminist philosophy continues to evolve, addressing issues of power, identity, and justice, while advocating for equality and women's rights. The Frankfurt School stands as a beacon of critical thought, challenging the very fabric of mass culture and capitalist societies. Through the works of Adorno, Horkheimer, and Marcuse, this movement scrutinizes how culture industries perpetuate domination, urging us to reconsider our consumption patterns and the ideologies we passively absorb. Wittgenstein's linguistic turn revolutionized philosophy by positing that the limits of our language are the limits of our world. His assertion that language shapes our understanding of reality invites us to critically examine how our words construct, rather than merely describe, the world around us, thus influencing our comprehension of philosophical questions. John Rawls' A Theory of Justice introduces a thought experiment, the original position, behind a veil of ignorance, where societal rules are established without knowledge of one's place in society. This groundbreaking approach reimagines the foundations of a fair society, emphasizing equality and the distribution of resources as central to justice. The philosophy of science delves into the methodologies and underpinnings of scientific inquiry, challenging us to question not just what we know, but how we come to know it. It explores the demarcation between science and non-science, the role of paradigms, and the ethical implications of scientific research, underscoring the importance of a critical approach to scientific knowledge. Environmental philosophy prompts a profound reevaluation of our relationship with nature, confronting the anthropocentric view that has led to environmental degradation. By advocating for a more reciprocal relationship with the natural world, it invites us to consider the intrinsic value of non-human entities and the broader ecological impacts of our actions, encouraging sustainable and ethical environmental practices. The advent of artificial intelligence has ushered in a new era of philosophical inquiry, particularly around consciousness and ethics. As machines become increasingly intelligent, questions about what it means to be conscious, and whether AI can possess consciousness, have taken center stage. This exploration also extends to ethical considerations, especially in the realm of decision-making. Can AI make ethical decisions, and if so, what guidelines should govern these processes? Postmodernism challenges the grand narratives that have historically shaped our understanding of history and culture. By questioning these overarching stories, postmodern philosophy invites a more fragmented, subjective approach to knowledge and reality. This skepticism towards universal truths has profound implications, encouraging a re-evaluation of everything from art and literature to politics and identity, fostering a climate of perpetual interrogation. The philosophy of mind delves into the mysteries of consciousness and self-awareness, probing the nature of thoughts, emotions, and the self. This branch of philosophy grapples with questions about what it means to be aware and how physical processes in the brain give rise to subjective experiences. It's a field that bridges philosophy with neuroscience, psychology, and cognitive science, seeking to unravel one of the most perplexing questions: what is consciousness? Political philosophy has evolved from ancient discussions on the ideal state to encompass a broad range of theories and ideologies, from Plato's philosopher kings to Marx's vision of a classless society. This evolution reflects ongoing debates about governance, justice, rights, and the role of the individual versus the state. Today, political philosophy continues to be relevant, addressing issues of democracy, equality, and freedom in the context of a rapidly changing world. Ethics, a cornerstone of philosophical inquiry, examines the principles of right and wrong that guide human conduct. This exploration is not static, it evolves with societal changes, challenging individuals to consider the implications of their actions in diverse contexts. Debates on morality, virtue, and the good life span across cultures and epochs, reflecting the universal quest to define a life well lived. The rise of analytic philosophy in the 20th century marked a pivotal shift towards the linguistic analysis of philosophical problems. This movement, primarily rooted in the works of philosophers like Bertrand Russell and Ludwig Wittgenstein, emphasized clarity and argumentative rigor. It sought to resolve traditional philosophical quandaries by examining the language in which they were expressed, fostering a new era of philosophical inquiry that prized precision and logical structure. Continental philosophy, in contrast, maintained a rich and diverse tradition that spanned existentialism, phenomenology, and critical theory, among others. Thinkers such as Jean-Paul Sartre, Martin Heidegger, and Theodore W. Adorno focused on the complexity of human existence, social structures, and the power of culture. Their work, characterized by a more narrative and interpretative approach, delved into the nuances of human experience, challenging readers to confront the depths of their being and the constructs of society. The philosophy of language took its own distinctive path, exploring how our linguistic constructs shape our understanding of the world. Ferdinand de Saussure's revelation that words are arbitrary signs opened up new avenues for thinking about the relationship between language, thought, and reality. This field further expanded with Noam Chomsky's theories on innate linguistic structures, suggesting that our capacity for language is pre-wired, fundamentally altering our approach to understanding human cognition and communication. The debate between free will and determinism has been a central issue in philosophical thought, challenging the notion of human autonomy. This discourse examines whether our choices are truly free or predetermined by a series of causal events and psychological conditions. Philosophers like Daniel Dennett have navigated these complex waters, advocating for compatible views that reconcile elements of both perspectives, igniting discussions that probe the very essence of human freedom and moral responsibility. Lastly, the problem of evil presents a profound philosophical challenge, questioning the coexistence of an all-powerful, all-good deity with the presence of suffering in the world. This dilemma has been tackled by theologians and philosophers alike, from Augustine to contemporary thinkers, who strive to reconcile faith and rationality. Various solutions, such as the free will defense, have been proposed, yet the issue remains a deeply contested and enduring puzzle in the philosophy of religion and ethics. The concept of beauty in philosophy stretches back to Plato, who saw beauty as an eternal form, separate from the imperfections of the world. Over centuries, this idea evolved, with philosophers like Kant emphasizing beauty's subjective nature. Today, discussions often revolve around whether beauty lies in the object or the observer's experience, a debate that shapes contemporary aesthetics. Skepticism has played a crucial role in philosophical inquiry by challenging our assumptions about knowledge, reality, and truth. It forces us to question the foundations of our beliefs and to consider the limits of what we can know. This critical approach has been vital in developing a more rigorous and reflective philosophical method. Philosophy of education not only examines what we teach, but also how and why we teach it, shaping future generations' minds. It delves into the purpose of education, whether to cultivate virtue, promote critical thinking, or prepare students for a productive role in society, reflecting broader philosophical debates about human nature and the good life. The intersection of technology and philosophy in the digital age probes deep questions about human existence, consciousness, and ethics in the face of rapid technological advancement. It challenges us to consider the implications of artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and bioengineering, pushing the boundaries of traditional philosophical discourse. As we move forward, the future of philosophy looks to tackle new directions and challenges, blending ancient wisdom with the complexities of the 21st century. Philosophers are increasingly engaging with interdisciplinary research, exploring the ethical implications of scientific discoveries, and addressing global issues, ensuring that philosophy remains a vital field of inquiry in understanding our world and ourselves.